welcome to Honest Car Reviews. My name is Eric and this is the Hyundai i20N. This is a direct competitor to the Ford Fiesta ST and the Polo GTI. Actually, the number of small hot hatches has diminished in favor of 275 horsepower plus four-wheel drive monsters. In that case, this i20N is a breath of fresh air. There have been a lot of changes to this i20N. And at the heart of it, we have a 204 horsepower, 275 Newton meter strong four-cylinder, and it's coupled with a manual. Thank God for that. The domes have been redesigned to allow for more camber to help with turning and making the car feel more agile. We have a new anti-roll bar in front. Just behind the tires and the brakes sits the steering knuckle, which the suspension and everything is mounted toward, and that has been reinforced to allow for more greater forces to be applied to handle those forces compared to the i20. The brakes are now 40 millimeters larger, the discs, and the brake caliper is also a bit beefier. In the rear we have a new torsion beam, and of course the suspension components have been changed. So there have been a lot of upgrades to this i20N. The i20 is quite an aggressive car from the start, but with the add-ons of these red details, this lower lip, and these really aggressive front lights, people will notice you when you hammer down the road. In the rear, however, things are not as good. I don't like that these rear lights are so big and go out so far. Nice real exhaust, and when you brake, this light will shine. This rear spoiler sits a bit too high and it doesn't suit the car. I think a lip would be more fitting for this car. It looks really boyish, which this car is. It embraces that boyish nature, but a bit too much. But I love this baby blue, the red accents, the darken out parts. It's quite different and I like it. We need to look at the inside, of course, and this is a small car, which means that you don't have that much space in the rear. It is decent, nothing to complain about. It is an i20 in those regards, so it does fit 5 people if you want to. And I do fit. It's not the most comfortable seating position, but I have to say that there is a fair amount of lower thigh support, which I like, and I do fit with my head when sitting in the rear. Soft backside helps, even though my knees touch. Nice that you have an old USB plug here in the rear to charge your phone or whatever. A lot of dark plastics though, but then again, this is a hot hatch of a smaller size, and it's obvious that the focus is on driving enjoyment and nothing else, apart from functionality, of course. Inside, there's a difference between the i30 and the i20, which I like. The i20 feels more downscale without sacrificing usability. I like that there are dedicated on and off switch for rev matching, and the N button helps you circle through Sport, Comfort and Eco and go to the N mode and N custom mode. The digital gauge cluster is nicely designed. There's different layouts for each driving mode, and for the N special mode everything lights up and you have the oil temps on the left side, which is really critical when you drive a bit more quickly. The infotainment system looks okay, but it is so so slow. When you go in and you want to go out, you can see that, yeah, it's not the fastest at all. With the i20N, you have the N mode, you have brake pressure, you can have lap timer, revs, how fast you're driving, your temperature, how much throttle you have. And if you go into these, you can have double gauges, so you can have both oil temps and engine temps according to time. And that's really nice to see how the car is feeling, apart from just looking at how the momentaneous temperatures are. If you go into custom, you have custom 1 and custom 2, and there are a lot of things to choose from. If I press engine, I have normal, sport and sport plus. So there are 3 levels. There's either full commitment on the gear shift, or you have to drive it really smoothly. Automatic rev matching, really nice. And the suspension is stiff, but it's still compliant. And really hunkered down, which I really like. And there is a certain calmness or stability without interfering on the mechanical feel and the connection that you have with the car. Quite a heavy flywheel, which means that when you change gear you can hear the revs hanging. But the turning and the wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. It is electric. Wow. The bite from the front. The way that you can lean and trust the car. Wow. The torque is available really low down, but the maximum amount of horsepower is up in the rev range. The brakes are really well or easy to judge. You have to be really fluent. It is so fun. It is so fun. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Should I have done something amazing with this machine? So much stability. I mean, I don't have to drive like a lunatic to experience this amount of... Wow, it's so fun! And the confidence from the front. The consumption, driving a bit more normal on the highway, will mean about 0.6 liter per 10 kilometer, which is really, really good for this type of car with this amount of horsepower. You could theoretically daily drive this car and not empty your wallet when you go to the gas station. Right now in N mode, and there is a lot of drone from the exhaust, but in the end I think that the Fiesta ST has some trumps up its sleeve. The engine sound. I like the 3-cylinder sound from the Fiesta ST. It sounds like a 6-cylinder of sorts, and I like the gear shifts in the Fiesta ST better. But in terms of the driving experience and the driving enjoyment, I find it difficult to go either way. You have to drive these back to back to see which demeanor of car fits you better. This isn't as flamboyant, it's a bit more settled down perhaps, and if you like that, you should go for this Hyundai i20N. But in terms of performance, agility, it is bang on that Fiesta ST. And with a starting price of 24,000 euros, it is bang on the price as well. Does it mean that we actually have a new small hot hatch king? Should you consider this as the hot hatch to go when you want a 200 horsepower hot hatch? I think it may be just that. And that's my final review for the Hyundai i20N. See you next time.